Hello everyone, before I start this video, please, I would like to give a shout out to Sky High Gaming, Sean Blanco. He makes really funny gaming videos, and I promise you will regret it if you don't check out his channel, okay? His channel is amazing, and please subscribe to him, and he's a really awesome friend of mine, and bye. Well, hello guys, this is actually one of my first videos with an actual script. So, today, I decided to do something different than what I usually do. You know what I do, I usually do gaming, animations, well, if you can even call this trash an animation, and some, like, funny videos, funny meme videos, but yeah. But today I want to do something different. So today I'm going to be talking about the Kellytoy Mario plushies. Originally, the first two plushies to come out were Mario and Donkey Kong. Later down the line, Kellytoy made Luigi and Wario. So right now, I'll be talking about the man himself, Mario. Now, for some reason, when this plush first came out, and when it was first launched, it had black eyes for some weird reason. This plush came out in 2001, and for some weird reason, it had black eyes. Even though we already knew, like, in 2001, we already knew Mario had blue eyes. We already knew that since, like, 1996, I think. I think Mario's probably one of my favorite plushies. He looks pretty good. Even though he doesn't really look that accurate and looks kind of off, that's the thing with these plushies. They look so weird and strange. Some of these might not look strange like this. This one looks pretty alright, but some Kellytoy plushes can look pretty weird. But that's probably what makes them great. Even though they're weird, they still look appealing, and that's what makes them unique. Because if it's just an accurate Mario plush, there's not really anything unique about it. It just looks like Mario. But these plushes look pretty inaccurate, but they still look charming and appealing, so that's why I like these. They're pretty unique. Like, for instance, look at this Mario. He looks pretty weird. So now I'm going to be talking about Mario's details and things about him. Mario's overalls are pretty good. Sometimes they can detach from the plush, so he won't have his overalls anymore. But so you try to be careful with that. Mario's hair is like the overalls where it can detach from the plush, but it's pretty stiff, so you probably have to really try to get it off, which is obviously not good if it, detaches. Another weird thing about his hair is that it kind of looks like orangey or like reddish, kind of, which Mario's hair should be brown. Mario's face looks pretty good. I really like this plush. He looks really good. I mean, he doesn't really look all that accurate. I mean, yes, he's got the overalls. Yes, he's got, like, the gloves, the cap. But he doesn't really look all that much like Mario. But that's probably what makes him unique and is probably one of the reasons why I love this plush so much. I think a thing I've noticed is that as the plushies go on, they kind of look stranger and stranger. I mean, Mario looks pretty good, but then the other plushies look kind of, well, strange looking. I'm not saying they're bad, but they kind of look, strange and weird. So now let's look at Kellytoy Donkey Kong. As you can tell, Donkey Kong looks just kind of stranger than Mario. I mean, he's not bad or anything, but he looks kind of stranger. He's probably one of my least favorite plushies. I mean, I'm not saying that he's bad. I really love this plush line, and I like his plushie, but I think I like the other plushies a little bit better, but he's still a great plush. Donkey Kong's hands look pretty good. They're put in fists, and they look pretty great. However, his feet look really flat, almost making him look like he has duck feet or something. Donkey Kong's hair doesn't really look like hair, but looks like a bump. Some plushies do have the curve that his hair does have, and for some weird reason, his fur most of the time his fur is like soft, but here they gave him this weird looking fur. I think it looks pretty good though. I think it looks better than, what they use for other Donkey Kong plushies. Donkey Kong's eyes look pretty basic. His mouth can look pretty good, but sometimes it can look pretty bad. But that's probably it for his face. Some Donkey Kongs can look pretty bad, like this one. And as you can see from most of these Donkey Kong plushies, he's like standing, which Donkey Kong doesn't really do that. He doesn't really do that posture. Some Donkey Kongs, however, like this one, can, do his regular posture to make him look more accurate. Now, time to move on to one of my favorite plushies in the whole entire set, Wario. Wario's probably one of the weirdest plushies in the line. As you can tell, he looks pretty stranger than Donkey Kong. And I think the plushies get weirder and weirder as, the releases. Like, Mario looks pretty okay. Donkey Kong looks weird, but Wario looks like really, really weird. But he's still a great plush, and I really like him. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why I like him, because he's one of the weirdest plushies in the line. I really like this plush. He looks pretty great, and I love how weird he is. This plush looks so weird. For instance, take a look at this plush. He looks pretty off, which is probably why I really like him. Him and Mario are probably my favorites. Mario, because he looks the most okay. He looks pretty fine. Wario, well, because he's one of my favorite Nintendo characters, and his plush looks so funny looking. His eyes are pretty great. His mustache looks pretty accurate. Sometimes it can look pretty sloppy, and his nose is, well, just a pink ball, but it looks fine. They tried to do that little bump that Wario has between his eyes, but it doesn't really look that good. They made it a separate piece when they probably should have just drawn it on like the eyes. His W is correctly smaller than Mario's, and his teeth look pretty great. I like how that they drew that, thing to make it look like teeth. But his face is pretty big, which is probably why he looks really strange and weird. So I guess that's it for Wario. Now time to look at one of the weirdest plushies in the whole entire line. Even weirder than Wario, even weirder than Donkey Kong, even weirder than Mario. And here he is in all his glory, Kellytoy Luigi. He probably looks the strangest out of all the plushies. I feel like they get weirder and weirder as, the line goes on. He was one of the last plushies to come out. He came out after Wario, and he was one of the last ones. Surprisingly, we didn't get a Kellytoy Yoshi, even though he appears on the tag, and a Kellytoy Link. Even though I've been calling this the Kellytoy Mario line, it's actually the Kellytoy Nintendo line. It has Link on the tag, and they probably tried to make a Link, but then it looked so weird that Nintendo rejected it, because these look pretty weird, and they probably tried to make a Link, but he probably looked so strange and so bad that Nintendo really did not want them to make a Link. But apparently that wasn't true. I know that they apparently made a prototype Yoshi. But Luigi, probably one of the weirdest plushies in the whole entire line. Every Kellytoy Luigi looks pretty different, and they all look really strange. It's kind of rare to find a regular looking one. And sometimes his eyes can be really separated like this one, or other times his eyes can be really close together. But anyways, like his overalls are like Mario's. They can detach from the plush. However, I don't know if Wario's, if his overalls have detached. But yeah, I know Luigi's and Mario's can. Some Luigi's can look pretty good like this one, and he came around in about 2003, I think. So you probably would think that he would look like, GameCube Luigi, like from the GameCube era, but surprisingly he doesn't. Like when you look at Mario, you know, oh yeah, that's N64 Mario. It's based off him. But when you look at this Luigi, he looks really, really strange. Luigi is one of the most liked plush, and he's in really high demand, and he's actually really popular. I think it's probably because of how weird looking he is, because he's probably undoubtedly one of the weirdest plushies in the whole line. I probably said weird too many times, haven't I? But yeah, he looks really strange, and yeah. His mustache looks okay, I guess. I mean, it looks kind of accurate. His eyes can sometimes be really far apart or so close, or sometimes it can be, you know, where it should be and, you know, accurate. He looks pretty great. His hair is like Mario's, where it doesn't really look brown, but it looks more reddish and like orangish, kind of. And, this Luigi? What?